Hey guys, Jeff Barber here again from RC Universe, and today we're going to be looking at a new truck available on Amazon.com from a company called GPToys. This is the new McGruff 926, and it's a 1/12 scale, four-wheel drive, 2.4 gigahertz radio system, ready to run. Includes the batteries, the charger, and the transmitter, of course, everything that comes with it. And the only thing that you need to supply is 2 AA batteries for the transmitter. So as you can see, it's it's a nice sized truck. It's not as big as the 1/10 scale, but it's not those smaller 1/16 scale. It's a really nice size. You can run it in a larger home if you have that available. If not, makes a great little truck to run outside, and with the four-wheel drive, it makes it good to get over some obstacles. And it does have not super ground clearance, but it's got better than just your standard RC car. And of course, again, it is four-wheel drive, so that does aid in getting around outside. So we'll get to some demonstration video on running it outside in a little bit, but for now, let's get the cover off and see what's inside. Okay, so one of the first things you'll notice about this is we've got some really nice clips here, body clips. They've got a nice big pull loop on them, and they pull out nice and easy. So we're just gonna pull all 4 of those out for you, and then we can get this body off. You'll notice the body is pre-painted. It's got clear spots for the headlights. They are, this one in particular, the right side headlight is off a little bit. So I did end up having to adjust the height on the headlights. I used a small piece of basically a straw and a longer screw, a number 4 by 1 inch screw, and I actually moved that whole headlight assembly up so that it actually does shine through the clear spot in the body. Now, one of the other things I had to do with that is the headlight wiring was zip tied to the frame, and it was really tight, so I had to take that loose and give it some free play. Now you can see we've got a few leaves in here. We were actually out running this earlier, and I tell you what, you know, it goes pretty well, and it runs out quite nicely. One of the neat things about this car, or this truck, is that instead of having your standard lithium or nickel metal hydride battery pack, it has these 2 little clips on the side, and then inside you've got individual lithium ion cells, 1 on each side. So you've got basically like a 2S lithium setup on that. We've got a brushed motor, a receiver, speed control, all in one unit, a steering servo here with a servo saver on it, multi-link steering. And we got some good shocks, front and rear, and again it is four-wheel drive. So we've got the drive shaft there, and you've got your pinion and your driven gear inside here. There's some grease in there that makes it kind of nice. You got some good suspension. Again, it's an off-road truck, but it's not really, I mean, it's not your typical monster truck where you've got lots and lots of travel. But it goes pretty good too, so it's a lot of fun. Got a nice bumper up front and a nice bumper in the rear to absorb any impacts should you crash into anything. And the tires are real nice. They got some give to them, and they're a good soft compound, so they grip nicely when you're driving down the road. The transmitter is a nice little handheld unit. Pistol grip for steering. It's got on-off switches right there. And as you'll notice right here in the tip of the antenna, your LED blinks. Now it's looking for a signal from the truck receiver to know that it's connected. So you got forward, brake, let it go back to neutral, and then forward again, and you have reverse. So it's pretty simple to use. Steering trim is right here in case the truck doesn't drive quite straight. You've got steering servo reverse up here on top. And then you have slow and normal. Now in the slow mode, the truck is limited speed. Better for beginners. If you put it to the normal mode, it's going to go full speed, and the truck does actually move out quite nicely for its size and just having the 2 cells in the for running it. So basic transmitter. The one thing that I would like to see on it, of course, it doesn't stand up on its own, so it does like to tip over. So be aware of that. So when you're setting it down, make sure that you lay it on its side. Batteries go right in here. It's just 2 AA batteries, and the cover slides on like that, and you're ready to go. It's a real nice compact unit. Feels good in even adult hand, so it's not just for kids to play with, and it's just a nice looking unit. Also included is a 2-cell charger for the batteries, so you can charge both batteries at the same time. And then you have a USB charging cable, comes with it. This end plugs into the charger, like so. And then this end goes into a USB power source, like a phone charging brick or your computer. Now when you're putting the batteries in, you'll connect the power cord to the charging brick. But before you connect the power cord to the charger, put your batteries in first. That's going to eliminate any sparks or any short circuits, anything like that. Once your batteries are in, go ahead and plug your cord into the top of the charger here. Now this is a slow charger, unfortunately. This takes about 4 hours to charge the 2 batteries. So your best bet, if you like driving the truck and you want to drive it a lot, you're going to want to find extra batteries. That way you can charge them, have several on hand, and keep rolling while you got a new set of batteries charging. But it's a nice little charger. It's simple, compact, nothing to switch, no buttons, no anything. You just put the batteries in, plug it in, and charge. When they're charging, the 2 LEDs here are red, and when the batteries are fully charged, they change to green. And that's really all there is to it. Also included, you get a nice little screwdriver and 4 extra body clips. Again, these clips have a nice little bend in them, which makes them easy to get in and out with your fingers, and a nice big pull loop on them, which makes it really nice and easy. And then of course, you get your service manual, or instruction manual. And this is going to go over a lot of general precautions, wet conditions maintenance, things like that. Gives you some nice little illustrations there as well. Now, this truck is splash resistant, not water resistant, so you can drive through tiny little puddles and get it damp, but you don't want to submerge it in water, of course. It's going to go over charging and everything that you're going to need to know to learn how to set up, operate the truck, and just have a good time with it. Goes over practicing, learning to run the truck. And then it also gives you a nice spare parts list, and it goes over all the different spare parts that you can get for it. And then in the back here, it actually goes over how to assemble it. So that's kind of nice. If you break something while you're driving and you order parts, there's really no question on how it comes apart. You've got a full exploded details of how it goes together. Not too many vehicles I see that come out with that kind of a manual and then have it in different languages as well. So, pretty cool. Well, let's put it back together. We're going to snap these little guys on here on the sides, because next, let's take it out and take it for a test drive so you guys can see what it does. We're going to run it in both the slow mode and the normal mode. That way you guys can get a feel for each of those and what it does. The slow mode I'm going to do in my backyard. We're going to do some kind of crawling type driving, just driving through some grass and leaves and over sticks and that kind of stuff. And then we'll switch it into the normal speed mode and get it going as fast as you can. And we're going to take that out front and really have some fun in my gravel driveway and on the asphalt street out in front of my house. So stay tuned. I'm going to get this put back together and we'll see you outside in just a minute. car coming. Well, there you have it. We just came in from outside here. It's the weekend before Christmas 2018. We're taking a look at the new GPToys McGruff 1/12 scale RC four-wheel drive pickup. A couple of things I forgot to mention. The differentials are all metal, so there's no plastic gears in those. It's a 300 or 390 brushed motor. Unfortunately, it is brand specific for the ESC receiver combo, and then the onboard servo is a 5-wire. But you know, if a guy has got some initiative, you could separate those items and replace them with some hobby grade upgradable items down the road, and make this into quite the little racing machine. It's pretty good the way it is, and it's a lot of fun to run outside. And good for bashing around. You know, it's going to be a good starter model for younger kids. Box says 14 and up. You know, if your kids have had some RC experience, this is going to be a good truck for them. Maybe first four-wheel drive truck. You know, so you're not spending a whole lot of money on something that they're going to break right away. You know, parts are available. They've got the parts listing in the manual, and all in all, it's just a kind of a cool little truck to have. And my son actually was driving for the video, and after we got done shooting the video and taking pictures, he's a 17-year-old kid. He kind of looked at me and he said, "Dad," he goes, "you know, I wouldn't mind having this to play with when you're done with the review." So keep that in mind. 17-year-old kid thought this was a pretty cool truck. So that's all for now from my shop to yours. Happy holidays, and we'll see you next time.